Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. Today I want to go over two things. I get this question asked often, what's the cheapest way to start a garden? This is it, a 3-foot row, mound up the soil, in between the space, 2 to 4 feet. 4 is a little bit too much, you're kind of wasting space. 2 can be kind of tight if you're trying to get a wheelbarrow through there. So a 3-foot wide bed, mounded up, 3-foot space is perfect, and you would just duplicate this bed, 3 feet over, another one, and then 3 feet over, another one. And you can run it the entire length of your garden space. I have raised beds made out of wood, I have metal beds, I have root pouches, fabric pots. That can be expensive, filling them, buying them. You can get started perfectly. And if I were going to be growing as a small farm or trying to live fully maybe out of the garden, I would do this. 3-foot rows all the way down, mound up the soil. If you want to subscribe and follow me, I'll be clearing this out. These are my cool weather crops, and I'll be kind of just revitalizing the soil, and I'm going to be planting in some summer crops in there. So you'll get an idea of how to take care of this. I also have tons of weeds coming in through here, and I want to lay down mulch. I don't feel like getting down and weeding everything, and they just keep coming back. I keep hitting them with a weed eater. So I'm going to lay down cardboard, show you a little trick. The trick is, after you put it down, soak it down. Make it really wet, walk on it, kind of press it into the shape of the land, then put your mulch on top of there. I'm going to use shredded hardwood. If you just put down cardboard and it's dry, sometimes you have to put a thicker amount of mulch on there because it slides around. Once you wet it, form the cardboard to the surface, you can maybe get away with an inch worth of mulch on there, save you some money, and it works really, really well. And I'll show you how to do that. Same thing over there, lots of grass coming up, and it would take a lot of time to go and weed that. I am just going to cover it with the cardboard. That will kill out the weeds, mulch it, it's going to look great. If you were setting this up for the first time, you may have to bring in some soil or some peat moss or compost, wherever you get it. And you could start with just putting a cardboard strip right down the middle here, mounding your earth on it, and you can actually plant into that pretty quick. Or you can just remove the grass, mound it up. I took a lot of trimmings when I was doing the edgings around my perennial beds out there and just brought that soil over here. Slow and steady, you can build the soil up, but you can grow just about anything in here. I mean, it's just a beautiful row that you can plant right down here, get started right away, and again, it doesn't cost much except your time and labor. Set up the mound. All right, let's get to the cardboard, clean up this space. I'm going to time this too. I don't think it's going to take really more than 15 minutes. So here's how it looks to start. And again, you could get in there and weed everything out. You could put mulch down, but if you don't use the cardboard, any of the weeds that have roots left in the ground are just going to come back through the mulch. All right, so clock is starting. It took about 10 minutes to lay the cardboard down, cut it up in pieces, and this is all you do. If you really have a lot of weeds, you could put 2 layers of cardboard down. I'm going to soak this down next. Cardboard's going to start breaking down within a couple of weeks. Within a month, it's really beat up. Really, somewhere between 60 and 90 days, it's broken down. Worms are going to eat it. All the good stuff is going to move into your garden beds. It's a great way to really conserve moisture in this space because your roots will creep out into the path. Also save yourself some time. It's not really a fertilizer, although over time, you know, the worms will eat this and move around and spread it around. But it's perfect for really setting up the space, and I just wanted to show you again that 3-foot space is the cheapest and quickest way to get started vegetable gardening. This is all you really need. Now it's going to take a couple of minutes for the water to soak in, and you want this thoroughly saturated all the way through. And you're looking for the cardboard to go from being this, you know, brown color to this dark color, and that's how you know the water is getting into there. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes, going to soak it down again. You want this absolutely, you know, saturated, and then you're going to walk through because it still bounces, like the underside's probably still dry. So you're waiting for the water to get all the way through and have the cardboard, again, I want to stress, soaked through. That is really the trick to using cardboard. If you really set it up this way, you don't have to use as much mulch. The cardboard's going to form to the shape of your space. You're going to kill off the plants, and you're going to have a beautiful walking path that's mulched out. So you're probably thinking, this guy's just showing us how to wet cardboard down. And I am. If you soak it through, like we're doing now, it makes a little bit of a difference, lets you prep the bed better, and you're just going to walk through, and you want to just, you know, press it down into the shape, you know, of the ground that it's laying on. And you're going to see that it starts to wrinkle, you know that it's soaked through. And that just really makes all the difference, because now that it's soaked top to bottom, it's going to stay damp underneath. The mulch is going to keep moisture here. This will break down quicker. You know, if you just put down regular cardboard through mulch in there, that's going to work. But it's going to take longer for rain to come, for this to soak through, and for it to break down. So you're really just speeding up the decaying process by getting, you know, everything taken care of, you know, from the start. And you really just, you're walking through, wrinkle it, press it in. Like this is starting to look good when you can step and you can see the ridges all form right down there. You know that you're soaking through. So this is probably going to take probably about 10 minutes just to let this set up, and then we'll put the mulch down. Cardboard looks ready. By walking on it, you're also breaking all the ridges, you're saturating it. So when this dries, if it dries, it's not going to curl up and lift up your mulch. So this looks great. You know, it's like a wet paper towel covering the space. I'm not going to have to come back here and weed anymore. I'm not going to have to hit it with the weed whacker. And this is going to be great for the rest of the season. Let me spread out the mulch and we'll be done. All said and done in about 30 to 35 minutes. Soak down the mulch, walk on it one more time. You're not going to have a weed issue for the rest of the season. It's going to look great. Most efficient way to get started, 3-foot wide row down the middle. As you get more resources or your budget increases, you can mound this up more. Again, subscribe. I'll show you how I take care of this space once I clear it out. But this is really, if I was going to grow again, or I was growing to really get maximum amount of food out of my garden and not spend money elsewhere, I would just do the 3-foot rows, 3-foot space, 3-foot row, and you can grow anything that way. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get started vegetable gardening. This is the best way to do it, in my opinion. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com and give gardening a try. Start with a simple mound bed like this. See what you can grow. You'll have a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.